Hi guys, you're back with Reckon with In Spite of and Because of, and today I'm going to show you how to make a birthday banner without using a Cricut or a Silouehette Cameo. So here I'm just showing you part of my son's birthday banner, and I'm going to be showing you how you can do this at home with just a printer, scissors, and some good old-fashioned tape. So here we go. I'm going to get ready to go. Alright guys, so we're going to get started with making our birthday banner. And the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to make a template for your banner. So you can do squares, you can do circles, you can do triangles, and I did a little bit of both. So I made my own template, and I used cardstock to make my template because it is a lot sturdier. And the way that I used it this time was I had made a birthday banner back in October, and so I just took the birthday banner that I used from the burlap and I copied that onto my cardstock and I cut it out. So then this was my template that I used. Then I had some 12 by 12 paper, and of course I don't have an extra one just laying around, but because I ended up cutting it all up. But so I have my 12 by 12 paper that I used, and I used some looked like racing flag paper, and so I went ahead and picked that up, and then I just took and laid my template on top of it and traced it out, and then I went ahead and cut it with my scissors. So I now have my pennants for the happy and the birthday, and then I did Paxton. Wait, let me see. Okay, so I did happy and Paxton using the flag material, or the flag paper. And then I'm all about recycling and reusing, and I will never throw anything away. That's one thing you're going to learn about me, because I can always repurpose it for something else. So the birthday I did in black circles, and I thought it would look like wheels, or represent wheels. And because my son's birthday party, as you can remember, was monster trucks, and so that's why I did the flag paper. And then I did circles to make it like wheels. So it was happy with the flags, birthday with the wheels, and Paxton with the flags. And so what you're going to find is this. I used for my son's very first birthday when I did a frog theme. And the frog theme was teal and green. And so on the front I had, let's see here. So on the front, you can see that I did black background with a green forefront. And then on the back, there's actually nothing on it. So what I did is I took them apart and I flipped them over, and I put my birthday letters on the back. So there's what was the front at my son's first birthday party. For his fourth birthday party, I turned him around and used the back. And so I didn't even have to cut them out. I didn't even have to worry about it. All I had to do was add my letters. And that is one reason that I love to repurpose, is because it saved me time. It saved me money. I didn't have to go buy more paper. I didn't have to worry about trying to cut out all the circles. They were already done. And I had also used my favorite tool, this little handy dandy machine, to make my little circles in there. So I didn't even have to worry about anything other than putting new colored ribbon in and then adding my letters. So that's what I did for the birthday. So now I'm going to show you how to make your letters. So what I did is I went into Google, and I Googled a block letter, because I looked at Monster Jam, and Monster Jam was more block letters that they use, and so I wanted to replicate that, or duplicate that, in Paxton's birthday banner. And so I just went and searched until I found one that I was really happy with, and then I downloaded it and installed it into the Word document. And I think it was like on free fonts, or 1001 free fonts, or something like that. And so then I opened up a Word document and I inserted word art, and I used the block letter, and I'll have to look. I'll put it in the comments which font it was that I used. But I went ahead and put that in, and then I just did a big size. I think it was like 320 point font. And then I was able to, I printed it several times just to make sure that I had the right letter height that I wanted. And I think it only took me about 2 times to try and figure that out. And so then what I have is I printed it off. And so here's my cardstock paper. And I printed it off. So here's my P. And I already have my orange P already cut out. So I'm going to use this as the front. So I'm going to cut out my P. And what I did, the P, it's got 3 different lines. Now, not all fonts are going to do this for you, but it just so happened that there were 3 different lines that I could cut. So that's how I made my background. So I used the furthest one out was what I used for my background of my letters. And then I cut the second one in, and that was, if I cut a second one in, then that was the forefront of my letters. So in Happy, I used orange as the background, and then I used yellow as the front. In orange and yellow, I thought would represent like the flames coming out of the monster trucks when they rev their engines and they go over all their stuff. So I thought that would be kind of a fun color combo for his happy birthday. So I'm going to cut out my P, and that's a super easy to cut out your P. And I did on some of the letters, I could cut on the very inside, and I used a couple different little tools for that I just happened to already have from scrapbooking and crafting in my previous years, and which came in really, really handy to have. Okay, so there's my P, you can see here, and here is my flag that we're going to paste it to, and here is the front, the front of the letter. Okay, so here's my flag, here's my background, and you can see that didn't take me very long at all. Now, if you have a Cameo or a Silhouette, obviously that will be nice to have, but this didn't cost me anything to purchase the cartridge. It didn't cost me anything to get extra blades or whatever you need to maintain your machine. And I didn't have to buy the machine. So that saved me a ton of money just by printing and cutting it myself with just some good old handy dandy scissors. And I love to use glue dots because the glue dots helped me repurpose the letters that I did have on here. I did have black letters on here, and I repurposed those for my son's, I think it was his 3rd birthday. Second birthday. For his 2nd birthday, I repurposed the letters that I had on here, and I was able to do that because I had used the glue dots. So all I did is I just went and went underneath the letter, and I just gently lifted them, and they came up really easily. So if you want to repurpose like I do, glue dots are your best bet. But because I ran out, my second best option is going to be my glue runner that I really enjoy to use as well. And they have tape runners and glue runners, and both are fine. I always just do acid free, and then that way the paper doesn't turn colors or anything. I usually use Photo Safe just to be on the safe side because I'll use it for other projects. So all I'm going to do, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but I'm not going to go around the entire P. I'm just going to basically do a little here, a little here, a little here, a little here, and a little here. And that's just to make sure that it stays on. So I'm just going to do that real quickly. Okay. And then I'm just going to look at my paper, and I'm just going to see where I want to place it. And I'm going to look at it about, I have to look at it in the front of me. I can't do very well. I'm just doing that. But I try and center as best as I can. And once I place one on, then I usually use that one as a guide to kind of see where I had it on the paper. And so the way that I do that is here's another one. And so if I have another letter that I'm going to place, I'm going to put these kind of in the same position. And so we'll pretend that this was the P that I wanted on another letter, or on another banner. And so then I'm just going to kind of estimate kind of how far up I have this one. And then I'll have this one as far up, and I'll kind of just look. And this one I kind of have a cheat sheet because they're little squares. So I kind of look at how many squares over I have, and then I'll move that one over. So that's an easy way that you can kind of guesstimate how far in you want to put yours. So then for my P, it's just going to go on the top. So it doesn't need a ton of tape to adhere to the other letter. So I'm just going to do just a little bit in a couple of the corners. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my P, oops, and I'm just going to use that second one as a guide, and I'm just going to place that in there. And now you have your P ready to go. So all that you have to do now is you just have to add your little holes on. And I have this machine that I use. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my paper and I'm just going to put it in the corner, just enough in so that I know that if it was to be pulled on by a little boy, it will not rip all the way out. So you don't want to go too far out on the sides. You want to kind of come in a little bit. And the nice thing about doing this is you can take all of your letters at one time and do it all at the same time so you have the exact same holes that you can use. So now you see I have a hole here and I have a hole here. So then all I have to do is just thread it through my letters. So I'm going to show you my happy that I showed you at the beginning of the video. And all I did was I threaded it through. Now you can either thread your ribbon through the back if you don't want it to show at the front, but I kind of liked it because it gave it some more color. So I went ahead and threaded it through the front, and then it just comes out the other side, and I just thread all my letters. So here you have your H, and some of my letters hang off a little bit, and I'm okay with that. You have your A, you have your P, you have another P, and one of the things that I was telling you is that you can use a smaller tool to cut the inside of some of your letters. So I'm trying to look for one. So like my A had a little one, and you wouldn't have to do it if you don't want to, but I had a little extra time, so I went ahead and just cut it out, and it was really quick. And I just used this little tool that my brother actually got me for Christmas a few years back, and it is a craft cutter by Carl, and all I did was just moved it down to the side and then pushed it in, and then I can just roll it and cut on some of the bigger ones. So like the A, I wasn't able to use this, so I had some creative memory, some little blades, and these are actually intended for making circles or your little ovals with the little system, and that's actually how I made my circles years ago when I had my son's first birthday party. But so all I did was I took the little blade and flipped it over, and then it's got a little sharp end right here, and I used the Creative Memory cutting mat, and I placed my letter, and we'll just look at my P like that. Oops. Okay, so I have my P, and so then all I did was I just took and cut out the same line on all of them. Okay, and then you can just pop it out. Now I just did that after I'd already done it, so I'm not going to do that, but you can see it took me just a few seconds just to go and cut that little area, and then I just pop it out. So all I just did all of that for all of my letters, and then I just threaded just a regular old ribbon, and I got that like half or 65% off at Michael's one day. So there you have how to make a birthday banner just using scissors, word art in your Word document, and a couple little cutting tools, and that is it besides your glue dots. And again, I highly recommend the glue dots. If you don't have that, you can use just a little tape runner, but I would not use Elmer's glue. I wouldn't use anything like that because you want it to be a nice clean line. You don't want the glue oozing out. So with just a few handy tools and a little bit of time, you too can make your own birthday banner. I'd love to see if you were able to make your own birthday banner and what materials you used and how you made it. So let me know. Thank you for watching Brecken with In Spite of and Because of. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye!